Okay, I'm just going to start actually the recording. Hey everybody, this is SMC Matt here, just doing a lovely game cast on this Thursday evening. I'm going to be casting a game between Team Randy's favorites and members of the AFK podcast. I've casted a lot of both of these teams, so it's going to be kind of cool to see where they go. It looks like T-Roy Jenkins is in charge of the banning, and he's going to be banning out Evelyn and Shen. Wanster's also going to be banning out Alistar and Ezreal. We still have a Malphite ban coming out, and we're just waiting on the last one here. Our music soundtrack tonight is some choices from various video games. I'm not sure if you can hear it quite well, but I particularly enjoy them. Should be very low-key for your evening. But yeah, we're still waiting on a final ban here from the AFK podcast. Not sure where they're going to go. Looks like a Blitzcrank ban just in order to cut off that support. And of course the monster hooks. Just fixing my pop filter here. That's a bit better. So we've got 25 seconds. T-Roy Jenkins got first pick. If I know him, he may just choose Katarina. He plays a monster one. But for now, I don't know. Team Randy's favorites kind of has a diverse champion pool. They're going to pick up a Rengar, which means they're going to try to snowball things hard. Rengar still hasn't suffered the effects of those, or well, still hasn't been nerfed, and many people still view him as quite broken. So it's on the Wanster and Kizzy to set the tone for the rest of the AFK podcast. We're going to be picking up a Corki. Leaves Graves, Caitlyn for the other team. Wanster still hasn't locked that in. Of course, very high mobility, very high damage, true damage, burst damage, ranged poke. Corki kind of does a little bit of everything, and that's why he's consistently chosen here. Kizzy has picked up Morgana, which had a very strong showing last night, played by Froggen. Of CLG EU, again, ranged snare, that black shield, and the farming potential. Stinky Dark Sniper picks up Draven and locks him in. Very high skill champion, but a lot of people don't know how to play against him. And some people do regard him as broken. Holy Spork picking up Nocturne, probably going to be shifted over, I believe, to Zealman as their jungler, or I'm not too familiar, I forget who plays the actual individual roles. Just going to be changing that music really quickly. Not a fan of that one. Popping back over to Cheval and Barman. Cheval playing an amazing Anivia on the game I casted earlier this week between the teams of the GG Chronicle and AFK Podcast. Just gonna mute that again there. Sorry about that. Cheval actually switching to a Fiora pick, which I'm actually quite interested to see. I would love to see something a little bit more. And it has been locked in, so we are going to see a Fiora pick over here. Likely in the top lane, unless they pull something a little weird out. Barman has 5 seconds to pick. Picking up a Rammus, who we don't see too much lately in the jungle, just because of some substantial nerfs that he received, just in terms of his kind of quality of life. He was proving a little bit too broken with defensive ball curl, and then even when he didn't have defensive ball curl, he was kind of very vulnerable. So changes kind of made him a little bit mediocre, and he isn't the insta-ban that he once was. Rejuvenation cycling through a number of AP champions here. Possibly resting on Ari, still has another 15 seconds. Mordekaiser may come out as well. We've got just a number here of possible choices. Zealman looking at a Lulu in the support lane. Lulu and Draven definitely work well together, just because Lulu can use the help picks and her Whimsy, I believe, to boost Draven's attack movement speed. And then definitely with those spinning axes, Draven's going to be able to catch them easier, because he's going to be able to move faster between the landing points. And coupled with his Blood Rush, it's going to basically mean that he has a lot of mobility, well, at least just moving mobility. He doesn't have any kind of abilities like Valkyrie or Ezreal's Arcane Shift or Graves' Quick Draw in order to get around. Moloen picking up a Leblanc for the final pick of this game. Interesting, again, so we're going to see that support Morgana that we saw from CLG EU. Looks like we're going to see a little bit of copycatting here from the AFK podcast. Morgana was used as a support just primarily because of her Dark Binding and how long it snares her opponent. And then the farming ability with the Tormented Soil allows her to push the lane even if the AD carry's gone back since Corki doesn't have any kind of a hard initiate on his own, and even the jungler Rammus, of course, does have a decent amount of hard initiate with that taunt. The taunt and the snare from Morgana is going to prove very effective. Again, Moloen with the ephemeral chains rather, is going to kind of rely on skill shots and being a little bit close, and then of course Morgana with those soul shackles. So this entire team is going to want to kind of cluster a little bit. The blue team, again, Rengar, very powerful in that top lane. We're going to see Nocturne in the jungle played by Holy Spork. Sneaky Dark Sniper in the bottom playing Draven. Ahri in the middle, Zealman. Very kind of standard play or picks from these from the blue team. However, I know for a fact that each one of these players can play these champions to kind of deadly effect. I've never seen T-Ray Jenkins play Rengar, but the thing is that I know he loves champions that snowball, particularly a Katarina. So once he's got some steam going, it's going to be kind of a wash. I'm going to make a little bit of a prediction that unless the purple team or red team, and because of the colorblind mode, can shut down T-Ray Jenkins, they may find themselves on the receiving end of a very quick defeat. Rejuvenation, picking up Ahri in the middle lane is going to be interesting against that LeBlanc. Both of them have high amounts of mobility and high amounts of burst damage. So the major thing I can kind of give to Ahri in this kind of situation is that attract, the charm rather. I used the Pokemon name for it and I say attract instead of charm. The charm, if it's landed on any of these champions, they're going to be immobilized, whereas like if LeBlanc manages to get those chains out on someone, they can run away, they can, you know, still, I believe, auto attack. I'm not sure if it silences them or not, but the idea is that they're totally helpless when they're charmed and not when they're chained. I'm going to actually look that up really quickly. I can click on her and then go to the abilities. The ethereal chains, it's going to deal magic damage, slow their movement speed by 25%. So yeah, no silence, and they're still kind of retain all their agency. It's just if they stay in it for, I believe, 2 seconds was that tooltip, they're going to not be able to move. So I don't believe it's a snare, sorry, I don't believe it's a stun. I think it's just a snare. But again, with LeBlanc, you need to keep mobile against her. You have to be able to keep on your toes, because a LeBlanc that can get in and unleash all of her abilities at once is going to be a steamroll. So we've got 20 more seconds until we start loading. Of course, the 3 minutes are there so that we don't cheat. Not that we ever would, or help someone cheat. I'm just going to say from like my predictions here, I know how Randy's favorites plays. They go for very snowbally. They go very aggressive. Seeing the AFK podcast play against the GG Chronicle before, you know what, I'd hazard to say there may be a little bit of a skill disparity here. But at the same time, I'm willing to kind of, you know, anything's possible. Just going to toss it over the webcam for a second, just because that white screen that League of Legends gives me when it's loading is very annoying and very hard on the eyes. But now I'm just going to switch it back over. We do have the Soul Reaper Draven, one of my favorite skins, just because he still kind of looks jovial. He's not very grimdark, if you will. Blackthorn Morgana, Full Metal Rammus, and Earth Rider Corki coming out. Everyone's loading quite quickly because they've been in the game for 3 minutes longer than we have. So we're going to be able to see where they're going to be posting up. I can see Draven, Rengar, and Nocturne going for very early engages. Ahri could possibly take Charm first in order to, you know, make short work of anyone who decides to oppose them in the jungle. Rammus, again, can grab that taunt. Everyone's kind of got some kind of either gap closer or skill shot, which is, or sorry, not skill shot, but gap closer or crowd control. I just gotta, sorry, change my key bindings here. I gotta turn, there's drag scroll. Alright, so looks like Rengar might be going bottom here in order to possibly come up towards the blue buff.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
I don't think that's too loud. It sounds loud for me, but I don't believe it's going to be too loud for you guys. Zealman going off on his own here in the blue jungle, but Draven's already posted up at the tri-bush. Again, we may see a little bit of a delayed invade like we have been for the entirety of this World Championships that we've been going through. We've seen a lot of people favor it.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Got another 30 seconds, of course, Mrs. Announcer tells us, until minions spawn, but we just are trying to kind of go through this feeling out phase. Rengar, again, has that gap closer. He's going to be able to pounce on anyone while he's in the bush. It looks like they're kind of a little bit nervous. They've kind of got a little bit of a identical setup here, where tri-bush and tri-bush, and then posting up in order to go either to invade for red, while protecting their own blue, which I think is the interesting thing. Is sometimes instead of doing red or blue and then red on your own side of the jungle, you'll go blue on your side, then cross over to the red. I'm just gonna turn the sound down a little bit. That's seems a bit loud. Turn that master volume down. Looks like everyone's just going to post up around blue and help their prospective junglers with leashes. Nocturne is going to be able to get that clear going very quickly. Rammus, of course, very quick clear once he gets some levels on him. I've never seen the full metal Rammus in actual like action, and that Powerball noise makes me cringe a little bit. Just that how much time I've spent in a wood shop, you can definitely. Oh god, the table saw always makes you kind of nervous. But everyone's kind of settling into their roles here. We're going to see LeBlanc and Ahri square up in middle. We're going to see no lane swap right now. We're just going to see them post up in bottom. Sorry. That was supposed to be my keyboard shortcut to lower my volume, but it looks like that didn't happen. Yeah, Cheval just kind of wearing down enemy minions in order to make sure that Corki can get them. I'm just going to turn on some directed camera here. I enjoy using directed camera just in order to follow around different people. There we go. And usually for the purposes of First Blood, it directs me over to it so I don't lose it. Kizzy here, like, that first pick Fiora kind of bit them. Actually, no, sorry, Rengar was first pick. So they may have tried to, they may be just trying something out new out here. One-on-one duelist, of course, T-Roy Jenkins. Why is he being so early? This is interesting. I'm not sure why he's being. He sold a potion, picked up some boots. Okay. So basically, I think that may have been a little bit of a misbuy, or possibly part of his plan, in that he's going to be going back extremely early after he shoved the lane up. He's going to be missing some experience, but at the same time, he's going to be able to get boots and that... Oh, it looks like we've got an early Dark Binding here on a Sneaky Dark Sniper. The Lulu Whimsy is going to let her aid him in getting out very quickly. Draven, of course, it's all skill. I know that's Ezreal's line, but it's all skill. Nocturne's going to be clearing out both of the buffs here, possibly coming mid after he's going to clear out these wraiths, and then, well, it looks like we've got a early gank down here at top lane. However, T-Roy Jenkins is just going to be able to walk out. Hold on, double jump there. He's going to triple jump there, and even though he's going to be able to, wow, he's just jumping back and forth here. May get it First Blood, no, but it looks like they're going to, First Blood goes to Rammus. Good old Mr. Barman there, double buff. Not sure what happened there, why he was able to jump like back and forth so quickly. He was pretty much in two bushes the entire time, but I guess the low cooldown on him re-entering the bush allowed him to jump again. That's a little weird. So Team AFK podcast here with the early advantage. Charm going out on LeBlanc, and LeBlanc's going all in. We've got looks like we've got kind of an even, I wouldn't say even skill match, but they were even health there for a little bit. Molowen's clone dies, and Ahri's just going to go back to CSing. Of course, she does have a natural sustain in with that passive every, I believe, 9 spells. She gets a spell that does spell vamp, so she can get some health back. T-Roy Jenkins, despite going back early, is going to be able to catch up here just through getting some CS. He is down a death, which is something that you never want early on. Looks like Rengar is just going to be posting back up into the brush, waiting for Fiora to come back in. He's going to jump out, instantly pop that W, pop that Battle Roar rather, and just going to start cleaning up. He uses bolas on one of the minions, so he's going to get chased out. Kizzy is a full level ahead of him at the moment. Just hit level 5. Actually, sorry, it looks like T-Roy is going to be jumping back into level 5 as soon as, you know, another couple minion deaths. Looks like Barman is posting up down here on the bottom lane. Corki going to be shredding some minions with that Gatling gun. Cheval going to be hitting level 4. Just as Draven gets out, Draven picks up another Dorn's Blade. I believe he picked up 2 Dorn's Blades there and a Sight Ward. Looks like someone's really low. Not sure who it is. Heard the thing. Gonna be going back in on to Kizzy here. All those leaps, man. All those leaps. Didn't seem to do too much. Kizzy, what's Kizzy building? Kizzy hasn't built any defense items. Just building a Dorn's Blade and a Dorn's Blade and some boots. He's gonna get pounced on again. Looks like the burst of speed has come out. He's gonna try to duel him, but it looks like the pounce. So little health. T-Roy Jenkins is gonna get taken down by the tower, bro baits. Ugh. She leveled up from that too, so she's gonna get enough health back that she's not gonna have to worry about getting hit by minions. T-Roy Jenkins saying that was weird. Would attack you. Wouldn't attack you, rather. Not sure if that's a bug or if that's just the game being a little generous. Rude to hit a lady. Rejuvenation losing half of his health there to Molo, and he's got a chain on him. Oh, he's going to be able to get snared, and it looks like he's just going to go all in anyway. Spirit Rush coming out, but it looks like Molo has picked him up as well. Randy's favorites down 3 kills in the early goings of things here, and that's something I can say that doesn't happen very often. Props to the AFK podcast for bringing their A game here. Holy Spork has yet to go out and gank anyone. I think he's going to be waiting until he hits 6. He's still got a half level on that. He's going to be able to use that paranoia in order to initiate very well. Cheval here is just going to be chilling kind of deep in the bushes here. Looking for that snare, however, that minion wave. It looks like we may see a Dark Binding come out here. There we go. Manages to hit Lulu. I'm not sure. Oh, Corki's just going to Valkyrie in, but it looks like, despite the black shield, going to take a little bit of damage. And I believe Zealman just got a Whimsy off on there. But it didn't look like it changed, or polymorph Corki. Might have been a visual bug. Or I believe he may have just whimsied himself. Looks like the Foxfires are going to be going out onto the Barman. Barman is just going to defensive ball curl and walk away. Fiora left all by herself farming here. Rengar just kind of chilling in base. Not sure if T-Roy Jenkins is disconnected. No, he's just been by, maybe waiting for some extra gold. He has picked up a longsword. Sorry, a longsword and a ninja tabby. So he's going to be able to mitigate some of the damage that Fiora is putting out, and that's going to let him stand toe-to-toe with her for longer. That was actually quite a nice pick by Kizzy there against T-Roy. It looks like Holy Spork is going to be going out for his first gank of the game. That Battle Roar coming out and just decimating some of the opposing minions. Holy Spork just going to be cruising back in through his jungle. He's got to do a little bit of ganking here in order to catch up. Or help his team catch up, rather. Kizzy is level 7 again. Can get hit by the bolas. However, it looks like Tira is just going to zone her out, keep her from getting any more. Dark Binding hits Draven down here in the bottom lane, however. Protecting the shield with the Whimsy as a shield. It's going to prevent any major damage from being done. T-Roy Jenkins just looking to catch up. Gonna leap on the Kizzy and use that Battle Roar, but again, it looks like the Duelist is just gonna be chasing him out of lane. She does have a kill and assist gold at this point, so while they both have similar, they both kind of have similar builds going on. Kizzy's got a, oh, looks like, hold on, we've got a, oh, nice! Paranoia from Holy Spork secures that kill for Randy's favorites, and they're on the board. And it looks like Sneaky Dark Sniper picked up the Wancer on the tail end of that exhaust and the charm. And it looks like the Fear Tethers are going to be coming out. She has been feared, but she was able to teleport out and a flash just on the tail end of that Dustbringer. Looks like Kizzy managed to take down T-Roy Jenkins. I'm just going to hit the backspace button, see if we can track that fight a little bit better. T-Roy Jenkins, I think they have similar amounts of health, however, that parry is doing work for Kizzy. It looks like the burst of speed is going to come out. There's the Omni Slash, and it looks like with the Ignite, it's going to be, that's all she wrote. Blade Waltz, rather. I call it the Omni Slash because it looks like clouds from Final Fantasy. But 4-2 in the early goings of this game from Team AFK Podcast. Sneaky Dark Sniper is neither. I think he's only died once. No, yes, he has not died yet. Managed to pick up a kill against Corki there. I'm just going to sort out my Smite by Holy Spork takes out his own red buff. So we're going to have to see what he can do with that extra slow, extra damage over time. Kizzy, again, using that Fiora to deadly efficiency against Mr. Rengar. Rengar's not having a good time. 0-3-0. It's not exactly where he wants to be. He's losing by 15 CS and 2 kills and an assist. It's an awful lot of gold there. Tiori has popped the ultimate, and it looks like we're going to be possibly seeing on the initiation. He did have all of his ferocity stacked, so he's going to be just doing a decent amount of damage. Kizzy is out of mana. Let's see what she's got here. Kizzy did have flash up, popped a health potion. I believe she does get a health regen bonus when she's auto-attacking things. So she's going to be able to sustain a little bit against Rengar, especially if Rengar's only going to be using that Battle Roar in order to get health back. Corki again, just going to be CSing here. Draven winning both in kills, assists, and CS. This is exactly where Draven wants to be. But is he going to be able to carry a little bit in them in the late game? Especially when teams aren't used to playing with this Morgana. Oh my god, Threads the Needle almost hits Zealman with the Dark Blinding. Sorry, someone else is really low here. Oh, Gank comes out onto Kizzy. Kizzy's very low mana. Dustbringer comes out as well as the Fear Tethers. It looks like, sorry, they're going to just try to go for Holy Spore because Kizzy wants to at least get one out of it. Ignite is on her. Dustbringer comes out. Looks like, that was weird. The gold came out on top of, Nocturne, or sorry, on top of Rengar. But Nocturne got that kill, and as we were talking there, it looks like Leblanc managed to get a kill on Ahri as well, and Corki picks up a kill onto Lulu, but Draven answers back with a kill onto the other support himself. So Corki's on the board, but Draven picks up another kill. 7-4 around the 12-minute, 30-second of this match. No dragon out yet. Spinning Blades coming out. It looks like it's Rammus coming in with a flash power ball, but he's going to hit the minions, and looks like Draven's going to throw out that whirling destruction. It's not going to hit Corki on the way back. It looks like Sneaky Dark Sniper is just going to be getting caught with the tremors. He wants to get at least Corki, and he manages to before Barman shuts him down. Moloen, of course, at the moment sitting with a decent amount of farm. Decent amount of kills. 2-0-0 is definitely where you want to see that LeBlanc. I kind of confused myself a little bit there. I put Morgana up against Ahri on the scoreboard. Dustbringer out onto Barman. Looks like the junglers are just going to be... this looks like someone else is really low here. Someone took some damage, possibly Ahri. The thing is every time I get a ping because of the spectator mode letting me know that someone is low, it's usually the LeBlanc and Ahri lane, because LeBlanc can pretty much take out half your health in one combo. Dustbringer coming out onto Cheval. She's gonna get, excuse me, Dark Binding. He's gonna get taunted by Barman as well. Whimsy goes out onto Morgana. Morgana again has no farm, so she's not gonna be as terrible as she usually is. Valkyrie in from Corkery with a Gatling gun. He's going to shred some of Zealman here. However, it looks like Draven came in just at the right time to pick up a... Actually, Zealman took the kill on that one, but Barman does fall. Paranoia coming out on the Wanster just to put on some pressure, chase him away a little bit. Sneaky Dark Sniper still relatively high health, going to be keeping those spinning axes going and continue on. Zealman with the Glitter Lance just kind of trying to play a little aggressive here. However, he does get Dark Binding and eats a rocket to the face. Wanster, nice, with the stand aside is what's going to end that confrontation. So, Sneaky Dark Sniper picking up another kill. Rejuvenation taking a decent amount of damage again from LeBlanc. So, right now, Sneaky... Oh, it looks like T. Roy Jenkins almost got soloed again by Kizzy here. He's not having the best of games. Everyone's going low here. Zealman, I think, may have just taken a tower shot there. I'm just trying to keep my camera between both lanes just to see who dies first. Zealman coming in. We really wanted that tower. Rengar's just gonna be out. Oh boy. Exciting games. 8 kills to 7. Rengar picks up a Wriggle's Lantern in order to sustain a little bit better in lane. Sneaky Dark Sniper is just going to be continuing his decent farm. He does wow, he's the only one that's cracked 100 CS in this game so far. Everyone else is at least 20 CS behind him. 2 members of the red team have 76 CS, 3 actually right now. They're all kind of neck and neck, which is where you kind of want them to be. Ahri not trailing LeBlanc that badly, accepting kills. LeBlanc's managed to solo her twice. Rengar again, as we said before. Bola's coming out onto Kizzy. It looks like it's going to be a 2v1 situation again. Holy Spark does not want to die again. Kizzy still, I don't believe, has used her ultimate. There's the Fear Tethers coming out and the Exhaust. Maybe used a little too late, or too early rather. He's going to try to keep the kill out onto T-Roy Jenkins. Holy Spark's just able to get out, so T-Roy Jenkins finally getting his first kill of the game. I don't believe he has his Bone Tooth Necklace, so he's not going to be able to get any kind of passive benefits from that, but he's just going to be able to regen all the health that he lost from his fight with the Wriggles Lantern. Holy Spark's going to be able to do the same thing, trying to get blue. Leblanc up top, that's something T-Roy Jenkins I don't think wants to initiate on, just because he does not have much magic resistance at the moment, and he's just going to ward the Tri-Bush, possibly back away. He's going to get caught out by a ward here by the red team. However, Ahri is going to pick up that blue buff. Rejuvenation's going to head right back to the middle. Not much roaming here from Ahri. Zealman's going to be coming up in order to possibly support that Rengar. Spirit Rush in on the Barman. That's a lot of damage, and the true damage of the return phase of that Orb of Deception is going to do him in. So kills now finally swaying into the Randy's favorites territory. They are leading by about 3k gold. Rejuvenation's just going to clear out this giant wave, probably with another Orb of Deception, popping in a health potion or just keep himself healthy. Just going straight AP. Actually, no, he's built a Negatron Cloak, actually, in order to combat that burst from LeBlanc. As we can see here. Not doing much, though. If he gets caught by these ethereal chains, he's going to be stunned, and it looks... Oh, the charm and the flash. But it looks like Moloen is going to be able to solo him once again. However, the paranoia is going to be coming out here from Nocturne. However, he's just going to let it pass and not initiate onto him, or onto Moloen. So it looks like Nocturne is going to be coming down into the bottom lane. He's going to get caught out by this red ward at Baron, or sorry, at Dragon rather. T-Roy Jenkins again heading back up the top lane. Use that money, I believe, just to buy another set of cloth armor. I'm really interested to see how a team fight goes in. Oh, Dustbringer onto Morgana. Morgana coming in for the Soul Shackles. However, it looks like the damage from Sneaky Dark Sniper is going to make her fall. However, Holy Spark very low, getting caught out by Rammus, taunted. And it looks like Corgi's going to get fed another kill. Sneaky Dark Sniper gets two people here. Flashes through the barrel, but a defensive ball coil. Taunt should be coming up any second now. But it looks like Powerball point blank is going to get Corgi a double kill. Corgi's 3-3-1 at the moment. Draven picking up his Bloodthirster. Nice play by the Barman there. However, it looks like we're going to try to see the 2v1 against Fiora again. Bola's coming out. Glitterlance as well. Looks like they're going to just focus on the tower, but they don't have the minions in order to do this at the moment. Minion wave versus minion wave. Fiora under tower. Lulu's going to eat some... oh, geez. Bad timing. There's a Rammus. T-Roy Jenkins pops the ultimate. Maybe going back in for Fiora here. There's the kill for T-Roy Jenkins. And he's going to get a powerballed by Rammus. He's going to try to lead him back into the tower. He's going to just use that battle roar, get some health back. Lulu really needs to take down this tower, so it's not a factor. Whimsy coming out for the Barman is going to slow him down. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to pick up a kill here. Zealman's going to get caught with a Tremors. He's going to have to ultimate himself. And it looks like they may be able to get Barman here. Or will they be able to? Yes, they are able to get both kills there. Zealman hanging on by the skin of his teeth, but Corki managed to get a tower in the bottom lane for it. So Rengar 2-3-2, Zealman 2-1-5. Great play by Randy's favorites there in order to kind of assess their surroundings and what they needed to do to survive. However, Nocturne might get caught out here. There's no word letting them know they're there, but I really think... No! He's going to get caught out by both. Morgana the Chains is going to miss him. He's gonna pop this spell shield, but he's not gonna take him down. He's got the Fear Tether out onto the LeBlanc. I think he attacked the clone there for a second. He just hesitated way too much. There's the Dark Blinding at max range. Auto attacks coming out as well. There's a Q from LeBlanc. We just need. He can't even pause to do the Deathbringer, and the Q manages to execute him there. However, Ahri, they may have stalled them long enough for Ahri to come in. We just need to see a Spirit Rush. There's a Charm coming in. Not enough damage, and Moloen manages to sneak away. However, 3v1, there's a Whimsy out on Fiora. No Charm. Charm was already used. She's going to be able to walk away. Never mind, there's a Bola from T-Roy Jenkins. I believe since he had 5 Ferocity stacks, that's going to stun him. There's an Orb of Deception from Rejuvenation to seal the kill. Sneaky Dark Sniper getting taken out by Lancer. Just going to hit backspace in order to see where that kill went. putting out some damage onto the Barman. However, Barman's going to power ball in, going to get the power ball kill onto Sneaky Dark Sniper. And it just looks like the taunt, the tremors, and everything else managed to secure the kill for the Lancer. He was very low. 13-13, tit for tat here. 3k gold advantage. Leblanc has a Deathfire Grass, so she's going to be able to use that in order to initiate even harder. This is what I don't like about LeBlanc's, is when they get that Deathfire Grass, they're going to be able to use it in order to whittle down 30% of their opponent's health, and then they're going to be able to start their combo, and it's really difficult in order to stop them at that point. Rejuvenation being out, but it looks like Lulu and Rengar are just going to be keeping the pain train going. And that double battle roar is going to enable them to take down that minion wave, let it whittle down the tower's health. Barman just chilling in the middle. Again, jungler fight. Holy Spork's got an Oracles now, but besides a couple cursory wards here, not a lot of ward coverage from the red team. Just going to look to freeze the lane. T-Roy Jenkins is going to show here against Moloen. Molen's maybe going to use that Deathfire Grass, possibly on T-Roy Jenkins first, just because of how high health he is. Rejuvenation just getting the last of that CS, and it looks like we're going to maybe... Oh, Rammus got caught out. Fear Tethers are going to get no use, but Barman's going to... Because he was powerballed at the time of that Fear Tether going off, he kind of just rolled away from it, I suppose. Rejuvenation kind of all by himself here. However, here comes a little bit of initiation from Holy Spork. He's going to run into 3 members of the red team. Ethereal Chains coming out of Rejuvenation. Oh god, that's a lot of damage. I believe that Deathfire Grasp did get used, and the Spirit Rush is what's going to save him here. Whimsy out on the Lancer and the by Zealman is going to neutralize that threat. However, there's 4v2 down here in middle. 4v4, 5v4 at the moment. Rengar is going to come in and look to assassinate someone. He's going after that Leblanc. LeBlanc's going to be able to use the teleport in order to get out of the way. However, just huge amount of team fights here. Nocturne has been wild growth. He's going to be falling to Moloen. However, Moloen is just sitting at the back lane here. Rengar is going to get Blade Waltzed. That's going to be 2 kills for the red team for nothing. He's going to get Blade Waltz, but I think Rammus's last little bit of Tremors. Actually, no, Tremors was not up. He managed to get the last little bit. Rejuvenation has healed and is going to be hanging back here. Despite having the kill advantage, Team AFK Podcast is down a tower and down about, again, 3k. We got some nice Jet Set radio music cycling up here. Rammus picking up a Force of Nature. Corki completing his Trinity Force. Big ticket items are starting to be bought a little bit here. Around the 18 to 25 minute mark is when you see those core builds kind of get completed, and big items that change the middle to late game start getting bought. Moloen is going to be coming in here. Again, Rejuvenation getting caught out. The Charm is going to pause that for a little bit. However, I can see another Q coming out here. And no, looks like they're just going to... Oh, they made him waste the Spirit Rush. So that's an ult on cooldown. Rejuvenation can't do much besides ult in a circle there in order to make him feel like he didn't waste it. Kizzy getting caught out by Rengar, and Lulu again. Look to go back onto Lulu, but again, Lulu wastes the ult. So little health there from Fiora. I don't think they really need to use that wild growth. Rejuvenation looking to catch Moloen out. I think he just used Smite on a giant minion there. Someone did. Moloen's just going to teleport in again, trying to do a little bit of damage to Holy Spork. However, I believe Holy Spork's building a little bit of tankiness, so he's going to mitigate some of that damage. 70 magic resist is not something to scoff at. I just believe he has Merc Treads. Lulu picks up a Shirelia's Revelry, which is going to allow them to get a little bit of a speed burst going in or escaping from fights. I believe that's what they need to do, is start closing distances a little bit better. Barman, as we see here, supreme initiation. Moloen is just going to be able to jump in, melt Sneaky Dark Sniper. This red team is all about initiation. Valkyrie, I believe it's Distortion? Yes, Distortion. Distortion, the Draven even feeling that one here. All the members of the red team, like I said before, have very good initiation abilities. And the blue team, while they're building something a little bit standard in terms of the meta, they're not able to get into the red team until at least one of their own members is dead. So we're gonna red team's middle turret finally going down here. Rengar again, while he has the ability to jump from the bushes, once you take him out of the bushes, he it's gonna be a little bit tough for him to keep up. Has not purchased that bone tooth necklace. Does have full ferocity stacks at the moment. Looks like, yes, the Whimsy comes out onto Cheval rather. Soul Shackle's coming out. He's going to jump again. It looks like he's going to be able to pick up a kill, but he's maybe at a quarter life. Paranoia coming out onto Moloen, manages to, Holy Spark is going to attack. Oh, nice charm. However, not on the right person there. Moloen's clone is going to be melted. Whimsy down onto Mr. Barman, but it looks like we're going to see a little bit of a push up here in middle. Sneaky Dark Sniper's going to blow that Blood Rush. He's going to get powerballed away, though. He's got to be careful not to take as many tower shots as he can afford here. Blood Rush is going to be coming out. Rejuvenation, the receiving end of that Wild Growth, is going to be doing a little bit of damage to the Wanster. Wanster is going to be getting Fear Tether, but the Fear Tethers are going to be broken. Ahri manages to pick up a kill onto Rammus there. Draven's just going to be, again, farming up his Bloodthirster like we saw before. Has his Phantom Dancer. Currently sitting at a 1.5 base attack speed. And then adding that Blood Rush into the mix is going to get a 40%, I believe, increased attack speed. He's going to be a beast for 3 seconds. It looks like we're going to see our first dragon of the game here. Sneaky Dark Sniper has... pretty much sitting at 1.8 attack speed and dropping back down to just because of the blood rush, excuse me. Look at that attack speed, man. Attack speed in the crits. And then because of his bloodthirsty, he's going to be getting steadily more AD, and he's just going to become a decent kind of terror. Even without the spinning axes right now, he's doing 500 crits on minions. I don't think he's built a crit item besides Phantom Dancer. Which, well, of course, is only 30% attack, 30% chance to crit. Pings coming out here on Moloen, probably getting as a result of getting caught out by this ward. So they're going to see them going to blue. Rengar's picked up his Infinity Edge, so they're definitely going a heavy AD build as opposed to the more kind of cheesy AP variant, if you will. Moloen's just going to be able to solo this blue by herself, get that cooldown reduction, get that mana regen. And I believe it tosses you some ability power as well. Let's read that just to make sure. Tosses you mana and energy reduction 20%. I remember back in the day, maybe someone can correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it did give you ability power, but Cheval's just going to ward that center river bush and possibly post up around Dragon just to make sure he's going to get caught out by a ward there. Just going to go clear this bottom lane. This is where the Tormented Soul comes into effect, but again, since Morgana doesn't have as much AP as a normal AP would, she's not going to be able to do a terrible amount here. Be able to toss out that Tormented Soil, but you can see not much damage. However, it's going to soften it up just for someone else to come in here and take it, or at least the tower in order to whittle it down. Stand aside catches both Moloen and the Wanster. 16-16 at the 28-minute, or 29-minute mark, closer to at the moment. However, Randy's Favorites has the advantage in both towers by 1 and gold. I think that's just on the back of the superior farming at the moment. Rengar's just cracked 200 CS. Ahri at 145. Whimsy coming out onto Cheval. She looks like she's going to get caught out. Black Shield is coming out, but 3 members there. But looks like Valkyrie away from the Wanster. Moloen is able to distort over the wall. This is the Orb of Deception. 5 members of the blue team here just looking for anything that they can get. They need to turn around, take down that tower. That Blood Rush and the attack speed is crazy. T-Roy Jenkins got 5 stacks of ferocity. Gotta give it to the AFK podcast. They are bringing it here. I'm not gonna lie, I've seen Randy's Favorites play so many times that it looks like it's rare that they seem challenged sometimes, especially in the early game. Double Battle Roar coming out there from T-Roy Jenkins. He is critting for a half K on minions. Zealman's going to be able to just whittle down that tower. Looks like Barman's going to be able to get caught out here by 2 members of the blue team. Wanster's going to come in here in order to back him up. Kizzy is joining as well, so it's 2-on-2. Holy Sports maybe at, I want to say half health. Stand aside on the 1 major gap closer. Allows them to get out. Moloen is on a killing spree. Went down to meet Rengar. Rejuvenation, no mana. He's going to get shielded, but he has no mana. It looks like Zealman... Deathfire Grasp wanted Zealman there. Another as well. Oh, gosh. A lot of damage coming out from Molowan. I think they may just settle for Zealman here. She's going to use the Wild Growth. She wants Cheval. She wants Cheval so bad, but she's not going to get it. That's a pity. Sigil of Silence. That's the one I'm going to be... That's just mean-spirited. Wanster's going to be trying to take down that tower by himself here. Using that Earth Rod of Corki. Our Holy Spark's going to come in with the Dustbringer and then just be able to clean up things with those Umber Blades. Draven picking up a red for himself. Going to be cleaning that up in short order. Sorry, accidentally... he's sitting on 1,600 gold at the moment, so... You know what? He's probably gonna go back and buy soon. Maybe after team fight, maybe after defending dragon here. Holy Spark's gonna get caught out by that rocket barrage, and it looks like the red team is just gonna disengage quietly. They've got 4 members here, but not Molowan with his Leblanc. They sense the dragon's gonna be up soon, especially after the last time that blue team took it. 3 members of blue team just forcing up middle. Barman's going to show himself here, and we may see a little bit of initiation. No wards from the red team know that they're there. However, they have showed themselves. Foxfires have gone up. Will they be able to do anything with it? No, they're just going to be going down. Wow, Barman on the absolute end of those skill shots. Wards coming out, going to catch him, though. Could see a big team fight brewing here. All 5 members of the red team, 3 members of the blue team. Rengar coming in from the upper flank. Nocturne going to clear out those wards. Or not, sorry, those minions at the bottom wave. Just kind of a tense standoff on the other end of the river. Orb of Deception, don't think hit anyone there. Blue team's just going to disperse. Senior Sniper really needs to go by. Sitting on 2,100 gold at the moment. 6, 4, and 3. Nope, looks like he's going to go clear out the next wave as well. See, everyone on the red team is still only sitting at 175 and 175. Barman's going to be coming in here with a power ball. It looks like Corki, despite the stealth from... actually, no, it's going to allow T-Roy just to walk away using that ultimate. Stealth him from a normally long time with that Thrill of the Hunt. However, the Molowan is going to pick up the tower kill, and that's the 3rd tower for the red team. Blades Whirling Destruction coming out from Draven in order to those giant saw blades are going to be retracted as well. However, red team's just going to maybe go for dragon? I think they're just going to bait him into a dragon fight because they both got wards here. They're going to know that they're coming. There's the Oracle's just walked over the ward. Draven's got a Guardian Angel. He's going to be able to take out that ward, eliminate some vision, but it looks like we're just waiting for that fateful initiation here. T-Roy Jenkins going off. Looks like they're just going to try to push mid, maybe give up a dragon here. Nope, they're going to wait in some bushes. They're going to see Barman. Maybe going to catch Cheval. There's some Fear Tethers going out on him. Black Shield is out. The spell immune nature of the Black Shield allows him to... Wow, Holy Spark is just eating that Gatling out in the face, not caring. It's just distracting. He's going to come back into the fight with the Paranoia. Cheval going very low as well. A Wild Growth onto Rengar, which is exactly what they need. They need him to be right in the middle of their Wanster separated away from Molowan. And it looks like, wow, that was a 4-for-nothing fight there. The cool thing about that fight is Nocturne engaged both of the carries that he needed to. He engaged Wanster playing Corki and Molowan playing LeBlanc. And he engaged them, scared them off. He's sufficiently tanky enough in order to get up in their faces and make them kind of separate away from the rest of the fight. And then he uses Paranoia to just launch himself back into the other side of the fight, join them, and then just those other 2 carries, the people that are doing most of the damage there, were separated. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't prevent their comrades from dying. Even though, you know, Kizzy is did all right for herself. Barman is naturally a tank, and Cheval's got a decent amount of crowd control there. This may be game. Like, especially with the attack speed here. I think they may just look to power down the Nexus. Yeah, it looks like Draven is just going for that Nexus, and I believe that's game. First ace of the game, first 5v5 team fight, and that spelled defeat for Team AFK Podcast, but they put up a valiant effort against Team Randy's favorites, especially in the early goings of this game. I have to congratulate both teams here. 35 minutes and 3 seconds. I believe the MVP, I want to say that's Draven. I have to say that MVP is Draven. Just because of, well, the kills and just the attack speed that he was chunking down towers. I'm not going to lie. Anyways, thank you for watching. I believe there's only one other person watching this stream at the moment. I'm betting it's from the teams that we're playing. But for all you people that are just watching this on VOD on my YouTube channel, thanks for watching. You can follow me on any one of these social networks I got over here. And I'm just going to be producing more content for you guys. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.